Alright, so I'm working on getting that spark gap going. See, I'm gonna try to use a hot glue gun to see if I can get this thing in place. Trying to get my phone too close. Now it's funny because the V2K, they're like, "Oh, Chris, you have no idea what you setting yourself up for. People don't trust you. People think you gonna do something. People this, people that." And I'm like, all the while, people were doing all this stuff electronically and wirelessly. They trying to see if they could villainize me for trying to create something, or trying to build something that could actually help people fight against all this electronic harassment. Let me see. Trying to find the right spot. Ah. Damn. Okay. And then I'm gonna just try to see if oh no, it moved. Let me see, is it still going to spark? Yes. Alright. So, just so you know, the reason or thought process behind this is I've been learning that we can do many things to try to see if we can get the tech out of us, right? But then Tony Pantalleresco, among other people, have stated we need to do more than just get the tech out of us. We need to deactivate the tech. We need to deactivate the technology. And and in case you're wondering, this is a copper wire I'm wearing around my frontal and temporal nerve sites. But anyway, the reason behind the copper wire is because I've been realizing, well, if they're directing waves of energy at our nerves, then if you place copper in the pathway between point A and point B, then the copper wire could actually interfere with the energy carried by the signals that's being sent to our body for remote neural stimulation. But anyway, so I realized because Tony P been talking about, well, he has two videos where he shows you how to build a AntiNano triangle device, and then he also shows you how to build the bucket. Then online, I started to find people, including this one guy named I don't remember his real name, but he goes by Onion Head. And Onion Head, he builds his own zapper similar to this. And he says that he basically takes it and places it along, like he basically puts it on areas of his body where he feels them mostly resonating or sending energy to. And once I heard him say he does that, I said, now I'm really going to build one. So I did. I built my first one, and I kid you not, after building it and then taking a few minutes out of the day to zap certain areas of the body where there are very prominent places that you will find nanobots, like the joints, definitely the brain, but more specifically the frontal lobes, prefrontal, and temporal. In those regions, you got everything dealing with personality and memory and perception. And then of course you got the back of the head too, the back of the head where you got your what is it? I guess I like to call it your aggression household, the area of your brain that controls your emotions. Is that the medulla oblongata? Anyway, so yeah, electromagnetic pulses. These nanobots, they are covered in a polymer. A polymer can be degraded through whether it's a alkaline environment, or I've heard that you can take. What else? I've heard that you can take. What else? What can you take? It was something else. It was some stuff that you can actually take that could actually deteriorate that polymer coating on the nanobots. And then you can use one of these zappers, and then you can pulse. And the pulse is what basically, quote unquote, fries the circuits of the nanobots. So basically what it does is that pulse, it kind of creates like a short burst resonance, or it pulls whatever how did it say it? It said it basically forces anything that's sending out an electrical charge to merge, to like resonate with that, but then the pulse coming out would basically short circuit on whatever it sucked in or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, it basically destroys or deactivates or put in what I heard standby, which it could put the devices into a standby mode. If it don't completely destroy the nanobots, it puts it into standby, and then I guess the system itself, it tries to figure out what the fuck happened, and then because I've read that these things are self-repairing, so it is something I realized you'd have to probably pulse for periods of time, or over a period of time, to keep doing it. At least I haven't built up a regimen or a routine of how often you should do it, but I would think you should do it at least once a day, because every time that we breathe and we walk out our homes and everything, we are taking in another absorption of these bots. But here, yeah, see, but here, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If I pulse throughout the body, right, deactivating them, then I follow up with a chelating agent. I follow up with a chelating agent like EDTA. And what does it do? These ingredients can help reduce the buildup of metals such as aluminum, lead, mercury, strontium, and others from your body and your brain. So, yeah, so I'm thinking to myself that I'm going to work on this to see how well I can get this going. And you know the best part is every time I use them zappers, I kid you not, it's almost like I just reset like parts of my body, like full reset, and all of a sudden I just gain my strength back. Like every time I zap, especially like right here. And it could touch your skin, it doesn't hurt. All you feel is like something is disconnecting from your body. Ooh. Ooh. And that third eye, when I tell you, once you put it over the third eye, yo, let me tell you the type of relief, because it seems like whatever is coming in through the front of your head is going straight into the middle of your brain. And when I pulse right over the third eye area, I feel it in the middle of the brain, and it's such a relief. It's such a relief. I don't even know how to like explain it. All I could do is just encourage someone to try it. You know, and to be honest, like it's cheap stuff. Like a spool of copper wire, like this wire, it comes on a spool, and I probably paid no more than what, $5 for a whole spool. Where's my spool at? Yeah, like it was more than this, but just like this, probably like $5-6. Then the zapper, the fly zapper, it came in a box of two. It came in a box of two. I think I threw the box away already. No. Yeah. So it came in a box of two. And all I did was basically take the all right. Hold on. Yeah, so all I did was just take the back off. And then when I opened it, it was like two wires on this side, and then there was one wire here. All I did was in some videos you see that there's people who basically take the wires completely off the board, and then they take the wires completely off the board. Come on. Dang, well, can't get it to focus. But anyway, so yeah, so it was like two wires here, and I basically just took those two wires off, and I crazy glued this part of the wire is touching here, but then this side here, you need to have a gap. You need to create a gap here so that you can get the spark. And it's the spark that's going to be what sends the pulse through the coil. And then that pulsed energy is what's going to expand. Like it expands out. Like it's like tick, tick, tick. Like every time you hear that tick, 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 it's like tick, 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 tick. It pulses out. And what it's doing is it's sending out a burst of energy that's literally going to be able to destroy just about any electronic. But this is a low powered one, so it's not like, in order for me to destroy a phone, I'd have to like literally be holding it over the phone and clicking it for like maybe a few seconds before the phone actually cuts off. But yeah, so hey, I'm working on things. I don't V2K, they trying to make me feel like, oh, there's nothing that you can do against the secret society. Oh, don't nobody trust you. Oh, don't nobody want to, mess with you anymore. Da da da. Not mess with me like in like harass me, but they're like, people don't want to associate with me anymore. Especially like since I don't know, my sister called me one day because she was concerned, and she was like, yeah, you mentioned Myron May in your post. I don't think you should have did that. And I'm like, but the thing is, Myron May was being targeted pretty much almost the same way I am, right? Just like many other TIs who, was being, targeted, and then eventually they end up making the news. I'm just trying to make sure I don't make the news in a negative light, and it's through the will of God that I'm still keeping my peace. Cause man, these motherfuckers are a trip. They a trip. They really are a trip. But you know what? I'm still keeping my peace. I'm still keeping my peace. And you know what? At the end of the day, ain't nothing that they can do that's going to keep me from acknowledging that God still has a purpose for me. And that's why I'm still here. Everything that I'm doing is because I am compelled. I am compelled to want to try to see if I can help people find a way to defend themselves. And the V2K, they're always like, Chris, you don't do nothing to help nobody. He don't do nothing to help nobody. And gotta use that. Use his Bronx, New York accent. He don't do nothing to help nobody. Like, Chris, you don't do nothing. And then the women be like, the women, the two women, they always like piggyback. Well, they all four of them piggyback off of each other. But anyway, the two women, they would be like, they'll be like, he don't even realize. Be like, he don't even realize that people watching him. He don't realize that there's a police report on him. Well, I don't know why I put the southern accent. She ain't gonna, but it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. But I'm letting y'all know what I'm doing, so that way can't nobody lie and say I'm doing something else. I'm telling you on camera myself what I'm doing, and there is no intention to hurt anyone or to destroy anyone's property. Everything that I'm doing is to, well, I don't know who property this nanotech is in my body, but I'm going to destroy that. So take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.